What is a man without his family? He is a house with no foundation. He is a tree with no roots. He can stand for a while, yes. But when the storm comes, and the storm always comes, he will fall. This is the story of a man who had everything. Wealth that most people only dream about. A wife who loved him through poverty and plenty. Children who adored him. A legacy being built brick by brick. And he threw it all away for a woman who promised him paradise, but delivered him straight to hell. By the time he opened his eyes and saw what he had done, his wife was in the ground. His son was behind prison bars. His daughter had forgotten how to speak. Some choices cannot be undone. Some doors, once closed, never fully open again. Before we dive in, can I ask you for a quick favor? This story took days of effort, writing, recording, editing. Every moment crafted with care. Supporting me doesn't cost a thing, but it means the world. So if you enjoy what you're seeing, tap that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and drop a comment with your location. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. I read every single one, and I'll be shouting out some of you in the next video. Alright, let's get back to the story. Once upon a time, in the heart of Lagos, there lived a man named Obinna Okolie. His mansion in Ikoyi stood like a monument to everything he had conquered. Marble floors that gleamed under crystal chandeliers. A fleet of cars that stretched across his compound. Staff who moved silently through hallways, anticipating his every need. But Obinna had not always lived this way. There was a time, not so long ago, when he was just a dock worker in a papa, loading cargo onto ships for men who never bothered to learn his name. He slept in a one-room apartment in Mushin, where the roof leaked during rainy season and rats scratched inside the walls at night. He knew hunger. He knew shame. He knew what it felt like to wonder if tomorrow would be any different from today. What Obinna also knew, what he knew better than anything else, was that he had not climbed out of that pit alone. Adaz, his wife, his partner, his foundation. She was there when he had nothing but dreams and determination. When other women laughed at his ambitions, Adaz held his face in her hands and spoke words that would echo through 17 years of marriage. I did not marry your money, Obinna. I married you. We will build together. And build they did. Year after year, sacrifice after sacrifice, until the dock worker became a businessman. The businessman became a mogul, and the mogul became one of the most powerful shipping magnates in West Africa. Now they had 2 children. Chidi, their 16-year-old son, brilliant and ambitious, who looked at his father like he had hung the moon in the sky. Papa, one day I will make you proud, he always said. And Adana, their 11-year-old daughter, Obinna's princess, who left little notes on his pillow every morning. Good luck today, Daddy. I love you. Obinna would watch them at dinner sometimes, his family gathered around the table, laughing and teasing each other, and feel his chest swell with gratitude. He had everything, everything a man could possibly want. So why did he feel so restless? Why did something inside him stir like a caged animal pacing back and forth, searching for escape? It started at a business gala. His friend and partner, Chief Emeka, leaned close with wine on his breath and said something careless. You have been married so long, Obi. Do you never wonder what else is out there? A man like you could have any woman he wants. Obinna laughed it off. But a seed had been planted in soil he did not even know existed. Then came the night that changed everything. An art gallery opening in Victoria Island. The room full of Lagos elite, champagne flowing, conversations humming. And across the room, standing alone before a painting of a woman drowning in flowers, was the most captivating woman he had ever seen. She turned, their eyes met, and something electric passed between them, something dangerous. Her name was Nadia. She was beautiful in a way that felt like a warning. Dark skin like polished ebony. eyes that seemed to see through every wall he had built around his heart, a smile that promised secrets. "You look like a man who has everything," she said, her voice like honey and smoke, but also like a man searching for something. "I am not searching for anything," Obinna replied. She tilted her head, that dangerous smile playing on her lips. "Are you not? Then why do you look so hungry? If you have ever seen someone you love make a choice that would destroy everything, and you were powerless to stop them, leave a comment below. Sometimes all we can do is watch. Now let us continue." Obinna told himself he would not see her again. He told himself that he had a beautiful wife at home, children who needed him, a life that millions would envy. He told himself he was stronger than this. But Nadia appeared everywhere, at another event, then another. Each conversation grew longer, more intimate. She listened to him in ways a Daisy had stopped listening years ago. She made him feel seen, alive, young again. "Your wife," Nadia whispered one evening, her fingers trailing down his arm. "She loves the man you were. But does she see the man you have become? The man you could be?" The affair began like a slow poison. Stolen afternoons in hotel rooms. Secret phone calls deleted before he reached home. Obinna was drowning in Nadia, and he did not want to be saved. What would you do in this moment? Would you wake up before it was too late, or would you keep falling? Then Nadia changed the rules. "I will not share you," she said, her eyes cold and certain. "Your wife, your children, they have to go. I want all of you, Obinna, every single part, or I want nothing at all." The words hit him like ice water. "That is impossible. They are my family. Then go back to them. Go back to your comfortable life, your routine wife, your ordinary existence." She stood to leave. "I thought you were different. I thought you were brave." "Wait." He grabbed her hand, desperation clawing at his throat. "Give me time. You have 1 month," she said. "Choose." For weeks, Obinna walked through his house like a ghost. He sat at dinner and heard nothing his children said. He lay beside a daze at night and felt her warmth like an accusation. She confronted him one evening, her eyes filled with the worry of a woman who knows something is terribly wrong. "Talk to me, Obinna. I am not a fool. What is happening to you?" He looked at her, this woman who had loved him through everything, and felt nothing. The fire Nadia had ignited had burned away everything else. "I want a divorce," he said. The words fell between them like a bomb. Adeza did not scream. She did not cry. She went very still and asked the question every betrayed wife must ask. "Is there someone else?" His silence was answer enough. Telling the children was worse. Chidi's face twisted from confusion to fury. He shoved his father backward. "You are leaving us? For what? For who?" "I looked up to you. I wanted to be like you." And Adana, sweet Adana, clung to his leg, sobbing words that would haunt him forever. "Daddy, please, I will be good. I will be so good. Just do not leave." He peeled her off. He walked out of the door. He climbed into Nadia's waiting car and did not look back. No child should ever have to beg their parent to stay. If this moment broke your heart, tap the like button so this story reaches more people who need to hear it. At first, life with Nadia was everything Obinna had dreamed. Exotic trips to Dubai and Paris, wild parties that lasted until dawn. A freedom he had never allowed himself to feel. But slowly, inch by inch, things began to change. Nadia introduced him to her associates, men with cold eyes and expensive suits who spoke in codes and half-truths. Deals were proposed, opportunities that seemed too good to refuse. "It is just smart business," Nadia assured him. "Why play by rules written by people less powerful than you?" Obinna hesitated, but Nadia had a way of making his old morals seem childish, outdated, weak. He signed papers he did not fully read, He made calls he knew were wrong. He became someone his mother would not recognize. Meanwhile, the family he had abandoned was collapsing. Chidi, consumed by rage and abandonment, fell in with dangerous people. He dropped out of school, started drinking, then worse. He was arrested after a robbery gone wrong and sentenced to years in Kirikiri prison. Adana stopped speaking entirely, not just to strangers, to everyone. She retreated into herself like a snail withdrawing into its shell. Doctors called it selective mutism, triggered by severe trauma. She had not spoken a single word in 6 months, and Adais, holding everything together through sheer will, was being destroyed from the inside. Chest pains she ignored, sleepless nights that stretched into weeks, a heart slowly giving out, under the weight of holding a broken family together alone. She sent Obinna messages he never read. Your son is in trouble. Your daughter will not speak. Please, Obinna. They need you. Nadia intercepted every one. They are manipulating you, she said, trying to pull you back to your old life. You are free now. Do not let them chain you again. And God help him, he believed her. They say when you abandon your family, you do not just leave them. You leave a part of yourself behind. If you believe every choice has consequences, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You do not want to miss what happens next. 2 years passed. Obinna was a shadow of the man he had been. His business was failing, his money bleeding away through Nadia's expensive tastes and the investments her associates had convinced him to make. One evening, he came home early and found Nadia in the arms of another man, younger, richer, more useful. What is this? Obinna demanded, his voice cracking. Nadia did not even pretend shame. She laughed. Did you think you were special? You were useful. That is all you ever were. And now you are not even that. I gave up everything for you. You gave up everything for yourself, she said, gathering her things. For your ego, for your fantasy of being young and free. I just showed you what you really wanted. Thank you for the ride, Obinna. It was fun while it lasted. She walked out, just as he had walked out on his family. Broken and humiliated, Obinna finally tried to go home. The house was dark, quiet, wrong. A neighbor approached with pity in her eyes. Madam Adais, she said softly. She passed 3 months ago. Her heart. The world stopped. Adaz was dead. The woman who loved him through everything, who held him when he was nothing, who believed in him when no one else would. She was gone, and he had not even known. Your son is in Kirikiri, the neighbor continued. And the girl, Adana, she is with relatives in the village. She still does not speak. They say she may never speak again. Obinna drove to Adai's grave alone, a simple headstone in a cemetery in Ogun State. Not the grand memorial she deserved, because while he was spending money on Nadia's luxuries, his family had been struggling to survive. He fell to his knees in the red earth and wept until he had nothing left. I am sorry, he whispered to the dirt and stone. I did not know. I did not think. But apologies mean nothing to the dead. As darkness fell and the groundskeeper forced him to leave, he saw something that stopped his breath. Strange flowers were growing on Adai's grave. White lilies, blooming wild in dry season, where no flowers had been planted. Some say the dead can hear us when we finally speak the truth. If you believe love outlasts even death, drop a heart emoji in the comments. Let us finish this story together. Obinna visited his son in Kirikiri prison. Chidi was harder now. The boy who wanted to be like his father was gone, replaced by a man forged in abandonment and anger. Why are you here? Chidi asked, his voice flat. I wanted to explain, Obinna began. Explain what? That you chose a woman over us. Mama died calling your name. In the hospital, she kept asking for you. And you never came. Obinna broke down. I did not know. Nadia hid the messages. Do not blame her. You chose to ignore us. She did not destroy our family. You did. Chidi leaned forward, his eyes burning. I used to pray every night that you would come back. Now I pray that God gives you a long life, not as a blessing, as a punishment. So you have to live with what you have done. Obinna traveled to the village to see Adana. She was 15 now, tall and beautiful like her mother. But her eyes were empty. She looked at him without recognition. Adana, it is me. It is Daddy. Nothing. He showed her photographs, told her stories, begged for any response. She stared through him like he was a ghost. The relatives explained. She stopped speaking the day you left. She waited by the window every day for a year, watching for your car. When you did not come, she decided words had no meaning anymore. Obinna finally understood the full weight of his sin. He had not just abandoned his daughter. He had broken something inside her that might never heal. He returned to Adaze's grave one final time. The white lilies were still blooming, impossibly beautiful against the red earth. I had everything, he whispered, and I threw it away for an illusion. You were my soul, Adaze. Our children were my soul, and I cut you away because I thought I could find something better. He touched the cold stone. There was nothing better. There never could be. I just could not see it until I destroyed it all. Obinna Okolia had everything a man could want and lost it all chasing a shadow. They say he still lives in a small flat somewhere in Lagos. They say he visits Adaze's grave every week, talking to the flowers that grow where no flowers should grow. They say his daughter finally spoke again years later. But her first word was not Papa. It was Mama. They say his son was eventually released from prison and built his own life, his own family. But he never spoke to his father again. Obinna learned too late what every wise person knows. Your family is not something you have. They are something you are. When you abandon them, you do not find freedom. You find that you have cut away the very part of yourself that made you human. And some doors, once closed, never fully open again. If this story made you hold your loved ones a little closer tonight, do me one last favor. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new here. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? And what do you think? Can some mistakes ever be forgiven? Can broken families ever truly heal? Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for being part of this journey. Until next time, cherish what you have while you have it. Goodbye.